So we finally gotten to the end of this series of writing and effective statements of purpose. I'd like to say thank you all for motivating me to finish this up. I couldn't have done it without you. If you are new here, I'm Aboagye. I create content on studying abroad. If you haven't subscribed, this is actually a good time to subscribe, like, and let me know what you think of the video. So in our last paragraph, we are going to focus on how to conclude your statement of purpose. We've done the introduction, we've done the body. Now, how do we conclude? So let's look at the conclusion. What should it entail? So the conclusion actually summarizes everything you've done, and it should be made up of the main points. There are various ways in which you conclude. You could decide to recap your main points. You will summarize briefly the main points you have stated in your statement. This will help you to reinforce the key themes and ideas you have discussed and to make your statement more memorable to the reader. Because as you are reading, there are some things they might forget. So this is the part where you're able to summarize the main points. You could also look at emphasizing your faith for the program why you're a strong candidate. You could look at discussing your future plans to close this aspect, especially for those of you who have like too lengthy and you can't really do much about it. You can finance why you are the best fit and your future plans to conclude a statement of purpose. You could also end on a strong note. You could say something that could help them remember, like you started with a hook. You could also do the same thing for that. You could end with a particular quote that summarizes everything. A personal anecdote or a statement of your goals and aspirations. This is also a way you could also conclude. Now let's look at an example. So in conclusion, the power crisis in Ghana has driven my passion for renewable energy and motivated me to pursue a graduate degree in this field. My strong academic background, research experience, and leadership skills make me a strong candidate for the renewable energy and civil engineering program at University of Le Havre. I'm excited about the opportunity to apply my knowledge in real-world settings and gain valuable international experience through the program's experiential learning focus. I'm confident that my goals and qualifications align with the mission and goals of the program, and I'm eager to contribute to the field of renewable energy through my future research and professional endeavors. So when I was reading this, I saw one mistake, and that is Le Havre. The Havre is like it's just another word. So it's okay like to have mistakes. It will happen, but it's not okay to submit the mistake. So once you are done, this is when you have to go over, read everything aloud, give it to friends and families to proofread. The truth is, you don't need me to proofread to be sure that it's good enough. Once you know what it entails, ask your family and friends to proofread it and ask them questions, because you could use the admission committee notes as a way to know if your statement of purpose is good or not. Ask them some questions. Hey, what did you learn from this? If it's not in line with what you want to communicate, then you know that there's a part that is wrong and you have to go back to the drawing board. So now we are going to look at the final conclusion, everything we've done from paragraph 1 to this. We are going to look at everything, and I'm going to tell you what you have to do from there. Yes, by now you should have your complete statement of purpose. You have your introduction. You have your body, which is made up of your academic and research interest, your long-term goal, and why the program is a great fit for you, and your conclusion. Unfortunately, as you can see, this is quite long for a statement of purpose. Even though the word count is 952, it's like almost 2 pages, and that might be a bit long. So you have to check on the university website what is the word count. If this word count is okay, you are good. You now have to just read out aloud to ensure that everything is coherent. But if you don't know and if it's more than the word count, that's when you have to do a lot of trimming. For a statement of purpose, I always prefer like 1 page, or even if it's that long, maybe around this, but like this, around from 1 to this end should be okay. So what you could do is, I still believe my introduction is a bit long, so I'm not gonna do the work, but that is something you should do. If your statement of purpose is too long, that is the time where you have to read and edit, take some out, add and subtract, and that's okay. Our goal was to put everything on paper. So now we have the blueprint which we are going to work with. I will summarize a bit of this. Maybe I will make this like maybe 5 lines, and by doing so it'll be able to cut some of the things away. So if you follow through, this video was helpful, let me know in the comment section. But if you've watched to this part, you have all the ingredients to write an effective statement of purpose. What you need now to do is to read through and edit and edit and edit. It's all part of the process. Give it to a friend to read. One major trick I always use is to read it out aloud. If you read it out aloud and it doesn't convince you, most of the times it wouldn't convince the admission committee member. So you have to go back again to the drawing board and rework on it. I'm rooting for you. And until you hear from me again,